everyone. I'm joined today with the lovely Jo from Peer, who's come along to talk to me today about Peer and all the fabulous things that they do as part of our event, which is the transition from primary to secondary. So Jo, did you want to introduce yourself first of all?
I can do, Leanne. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Jo Dilworth. I founded and work at Peer. For those of you that don't know us, we're a non-for-profit set up 3 years ago, and we're set up to support autistic girls and women and those assigned female at birth to connect and enjoy hobbies and, get some SEMH support and just meet other autistic kind of young people and women, really. So yes, and a lot of our team and those of us that have set it up, we all kind of come from lived experience, either as parents of autistic daughters and or as autistic and neurodivergent women ourselves.
Brilliant, thank you so much. And I have to say, when Peer was first set up, I was so excited because as a parent of autistic girls myself, I was just like, it's quite hard, isn't it? Because I think a lot of the services sometimes tend to be a little bit more male dominated. I think because historically, there's been more boys that have been diagnosed, and as more girls are coming through, there wasn't necessarily as much support out there for them. So it was really, really exciting to find out about it. It would be really great to hear a little bit more about the kind of things that Peer do to support girls and young women, and the kind of ways that parents listening into this can tap into your services and find out more about it. So I know you run lots and lots of fabulous groups for girls. Can you tell me a little bit more about them?
Yeah, of course I can. So we run groups every month for autistic girls aged 7 to 12. We run groups every month for autistic teens, 13 to 18, and now every month for autistic women, 18 to kind of early 30s. So these groups, you can apply by going onto our website, first of all, which is peer.org.uk, providing you meet our admissions criteria, so, suspected or diagnosed autistic from the Surrey area, etc., then you can apply. All the details are on the website. But essentially with the groups, what we've done is we try and make them really kind of relaxed, really fun and so on. So they're all social interest based, which basically means we do stuff around people's hobbies. So animals, gaming, arts and crafts, different outdoor activities, cooking and baking, this kind of thing. So for everyone, they come along once they've got a place, can come along with their parent or carer, don't have to when they're teens and so on, but come along with their parent and carer. They can enjoy these activities in a small group of about up to 8 girls, and they're given the support to kind of connect a bit as well as enjoy the hobbies, but there's no pressure to chat or anything like that. But while the young people are doing the different activities, this weekend, for example, we've got jewellery making, pizza bomb making, board games, anime and manga and so on. So while the young people are enjoying the activities, or the women, there's a couple of rooms set for the parents and carers to connect, have a cuppa, bit of cake, and meet others in the same position, and read stuff from the library. So that's kind of what we're about. We, a lot of the staff, we have quite a high ratio of staff. Some are youth workers, teaching assistants, psychologists. Some are autistic and neurodivergent themselves, which is really important, to that shared experience. So yeah, that's a little bit about our groups. And they're ones for girls and teens are in Woking, based in Woking. We've got a lovely school, St Andrews, that let us use their facilities on Sunday. And then the young women's group is based in Guildford.
Brilliant. I mean, that is just it just all the things that you're describing is just absolutely, and I know from parent of an autistic girl myself, all those things is just brilliant, and just all tapping into all of those really important interests, because it is a lot of the autistic girls, they have their special interests and they have the things that they really enjoy, and actually doing it around that is just so important. You mentioned that it's for diagnosed and undiagnosed and girls, which again, it is really quite key, because it's that, you know, we have a lot of girls out there, don't we, that haven't necessarily had diagnosis, but you know, you quite suspect that there are some autistic traits and things like that, so they don't need to have a diagnosis. They don't
need to have a diagnosis. I mean, you know, we say they're either diagnosed or kind of, I don't know, suspected, identified, I don't know the right word to say it, but you know, often our families, as you know, Leanne, you know, are on a, you know, as we both talk to families a lot, you know, you wait for assessment for quite a long time. And the idea of putting like a you know, a kind of gate to, you know, to stop them actually getting the support when they really need it you know, it doesn't feel right to us. But absolutely, the suspected or diagnosed, and as you said, around interests, because we want it to be irresistible for them. We want it to be about things they want to do, because who's not to say, you know, we want them to be able to really enjoy it. One thing I didn't say before, so apologies I didn't for forgetting it, but as well as doing the groups, we run ad hoc sessions, like visits to different venues too. So for example, we do visits to like cats protection, horse sanctuaries, climbing centres, gaming centres. We're up to VR centre in December. So we don't just do groups at a certain place. We kind of try and support our young people to access things out in the community as well. And obviously we do our groups during the week for those not in school, which I forgot the first time round.
No, that's absolutely fine. No, you just do so much. It's easy to forget, isn't it? Because it's so much. And I'm just thinking as well of those families who are in that sort of transition from primary to secondary, and actually these groups are really, really lovely, because the girls are able to be with like-minded, you know, peers, where sometimes when you first transition to secondary school, you're kind of finding your feet, aren't you? And it might be, you know, that friendships are a little bit difficult and that kind of thing. So these groups give them that, you know, sort of outlet to be able to be themselves and find those friendships with others. So, you know, that's really, really wonderful. And one of the other things I wanted to just touch on with you, I know you do some really fantastic preparation and transitional sort of processes for the girls before they come along to your groups, and there's some of those things that are really, really useful, I think, in any kind of transition. So did you want to just talk a little bit about the kind of things you do prior to the girls starting to the groups to prepare them?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you've kind of absolutely nailed it, that, you know, a lot of our families, some of our families come to us when the girls are like 7 or 8, but we have a huge amount of girls that come at that transition time, you know, year 6, year 7, that sort of thing. And that's actually our most popular group. That's where they're seeking connection for the most, for the many of the reasons that you talk about. A lot of our girls, whatever age they're coming to a peer, is a transition. You know, we're a new organisation of people they don't know. They don't know the other girls, they don't know the venue, they don't know whether they're going to be made to do things they don't want to do or to talk to people they don't know. So there's going to be a huge amount of anxiety there, and we're really respectful of that and try to do what we can in order to make that transition as gentle and as, tailored to them as possible. I think the things that we try to do is, and obviously particularly for those who are coming to our weekday groups who've not been in school for a long time, maybe, you know, really don't have like trusted professionals they work with and stuff like that. We do things like, so I always talk every new family, I talk to the parents and carers first of all, find out as much, you know, they fill in a form all about their young person, which the young person can contribute to. What do they love? What are their anxieties? How, you know, find out all the things about them. We can tailor things to them. I do a conversation with every family to find out more, so we can really, you know, make that transition as easy as possible. Sometimes, so we always send things like joining instructions, which sounds a bit serious, but actually it's things like photos of the school, a map of the school, how you park, where you park. Again, that probably says a lot about me, a whole map of the downstairs of the school of where the different rooms are. Where's the cooking room? Where's the sensory room? Where's this room? Photos of the staff, names of the staff, a timetable of exactly what's going to happen, what you need to bring with you, what you do if you're feeling worried, you know, key worker, all of that kind of thing. So, you know, it sounds like a lot, but having that information is so important for the parents and the girl, the young person, to be able to kind of anticipate what's going to happen. Sometimes for some, we do meetups beforehand. So I do Zooms with girls and the parents. Sometimes all my staff do. We do dog walks sometimes, cup of tea and a walk, whatever we need to do in order to, sometimes we go to their area, whatever we need to do to transition them in. Now, we've got about 300-400 families on our list. We can't do that for everybody, but, you know, we do what we can, particularly for those accessing our weekday programs and our, you know, our other programs, to make it as gentle a transition as possible, because if you've got to get that right, and we're learning, but you know, I think that kind of thing is really, really key, really. So I would kind of suggest as many of those sort of things as possible, both as a parent and as a professional.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And actually those kind of things for my youngest particularly, if we go anywhere, I always print off all the pictures and everything like that, and it does provide, even though she's so anxious about it, it does provide her with that little bit of security. She sort of carries it around with her for ages, and you know, does look through it, so it does make that difference. And it has that, you know, because otherwise you're going into a building and you're meeting people and you've never seen them before, and it just gives you that reassurance, I guess, that it's not totally alien and new.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're building things all the time. So things like, you know, maybe if someone's struggling, they're in the car park, you know, maybe like a little bit of texting back and forth there, you know, that all coming out it's just like little things, which I think is really key, like as much info as possible.
Absolutely. And it's just brilliant, because you've all, you know, got such a good understanding of all the, you know, anxieties that you're sort of preempting them all, which is just brilliant.
Well, you know, and it's learning all the time. It might be that one time, you know, a month or two ago, someone was in the car park, didn't get out of the car, but they emailed the office to say, and obviously it's a Sunday, the office at all, but I can't remember what it was. But so we're kind of refining our procedures each time, because we're not always going to get it right. And I think that's the important thing, is, you know, that respecting that, like talking to the parents and the girls and having an equal relationship with them, because the parents know their families, their daughters and young people, the young people know. So it's kind of listening to them, because we've got things that we would do, but we don't know that young person. So it's kind of tailoring it if we need to.
Yeah. No, and it sounds like you're adapting and flexing all the time, which is just wonderful. So, it's just brilliant. I think we've covered everything we wanted to talk about. Is there anything that you can think of that we haven't, that I've missed?
It's a Friday morning, and so I'm not sure. But I would just say, you know, if there's any families out there that haven't, you know, accessed a peer before, or any professionals who think that this might be helpful for their families, you know, contact us, you know, come to our website, appear.org.uk. You can find our emails, you can find our phone number, and just get in touch, and we can have a chat about whether or not any of the things we do might be part of, you know, your support going forward.
Brilliant, thank you so much. And what we'll do is we'll pop your website and everything along with this video, so that everybody who watches it can literally click on and go straight to it for that. Thank you so much, Jo, for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. It's been really, really helpful, and I've no doubt it'll be very helpful for families as well. So thank you.
It's a pleasure.